today's video we're talking about the Pixel phones from Google. Now these are the phones I've been waiting for ever since Google announced the other Pixel phones because I own a Nexus 6. So one of the issues that I do have with the Nexus phones, of course, my Nexus 6 is an older phone, so I like to upgrade the phone. The Pixel phones in particular are interesting to me because they always use a stock version of Android, including the Nexus phones again. And when we talk about Google, they worked with HTC before, but the interesting thing about Google is that they just don't have one company that they're going to be working with when they manufacture these phones. At one point it was Huawei, HTC, and of course LG. You have various companies, including Motorola at a time, and now they have the name of the Pixel phones. With the Pixel phones, they're interesting to me because you're getting a phone directly from Google. Although they work with another manufacturer, they're more focused to be similar to the iPhone with Apple because Apple manufactures the iPhone. They work with other manufacturers to manufacture the hardware, but Apple is responsible for the phone. Now, one of the reasons why people that are fans of the Pixel phones or even the Nexus phones do not want to purchase phones from companies such as Samsung is because they don't really manufacture the phones with the stock version of Android. I think at one point in time, Samsung manufactured a phone, a Galaxy phone, with a stock version of Android, but they're not really interested in doing that because they want to provide the Samsung experience, so you purchase a bunch of Samsung products similar to how people purchase Apple products. With Google, they're trying to do the same thing. They have other products than just a phone. I think most people realize that. So when we talk about Google, what are they doing to manufacture these phones even better than they have before? With the original Pixel phone, I just thought it was overpriced for what it was, and the design was somewhat outdated or not really innovative. I think Google is capable of a lot more. One of the ideas they had was Huawei, but you have to select a company. If it's not Huawei, could it be possibly Samsung? Not sure about that because as Samsung has worked with Google before, just like with the Galaxy phones, and you have Android on the phone, although before it was TouchWiz, and now they're saying it's a Samsung experience. Then you have Google, who's trying to compete with that with Android. So I'm not sure Google would want to work with Samsung in that way. But you have to say that Google has to work with a company that realizes how to manufacture a phone. And I'm talking about innovating the phone. With Samsung, the reason again why I say they're industry leaders is because when you're talking about a company that designs a phone like the Galaxy S8 and S8 Plus, it is a very unique designed phone. It also has innovative hardware. Those are great phones. And then with the Galaxy Note 8, I think it's going to be just as impressive or even better. When you talk about the Pixel phones, already they're looking outdated. Now you compare them to what it could be. I think it's going to be similar to the Galaxy S8 and S8 Plus, and I was talking about that in the previous video. One of the reasons why I'm also interested in the Pixel phones rather than even the Galaxy Note phone, although I am acknowledging Samsung as a fan of Samsung and also the fact they're leading the industry, I'm saying the Galaxy Note 8 is going to be the phone of the year. But I'm also looking at the Pixel phones and of course the iPhone 8. And the reason why is because I want to see which company has the best hardware and also manufactures the best phone. You know, the whole idea that these companies are competing with each other, we're getting some of the best phones out there. So just because I would say the Galaxy Note 8 is an innovative phone or it's going to have fantastic hardware or be the phone of the year does not mean I'm going to ignore the iPhone 8 or even the Pixel phones. Actually, what it does mean is that I would like to see how Google and Apple learn from Samsung in that way with manufacturing their phones. There's other phones out there that have already had these features, but we're talking about one phone with innovative hardware, some of the best phones out there from some of the best companies, and that would be Samsung, Google, and Apple. These are the companies that a lot of people are looking for to produce the best phone, because if you have one company that's not really innovating, such as a company like HTC, no offense to you guys, but a lot of people have issues with your company because they were not impressed with the way you were manufacturing phones. That's what it's really about. So when you compare it to other companies such as Samsung, you can see a unique phone where you would want to purchase that phone and that company can justify if the price is increased. Because if you have an expensive phone like that, I think with Google and Apple, they're really noticing what Samsung is doing and they're saying, you know what, we have to manufacture a phone now that can compete with those Galaxy phones, because Samsung has gone all out this year with trying to produce the best phone of the year, trying to get everyone to go get a Galaxy phone. And my opinion is the Galaxy S8 and S8 Plus are innovative phones, but I think the phones are too narrow, and I think Google should learn from that, even Apple. And when you manufacture these phones, say if Apple has an iPhone 8 Plus, that phone should be like a real phablet, and we're talking about a larger screen for a phablet. So if Apple and Google can produce a phablet, then we're talking about phones that I would be interested in. Now, if you're not interested in phones like that, I think Apple and Google and even Samsung, because now they have the S8 and S8 Plus, those are phones that are going to be available. They're not like a phablet because they're more similar to, I guess you would say, a standard phone, because what I call a phablet is more similar to the Nexus 6, and we're talking about the screen size. Although, again, the Nexus 6 is really really outdated, so I need to upgrade that phone. But again, with the Pixel phones, because they have the stock version of Android, even including the technology that Google works on, where you have a headset now and you get a virtual reality experience similar to the Samsung Gear, you know, these are things that these companies want to innovate because it's going to get you to purchase their phone. Once you purchase their phone, again, you can purchase other products from that company. So that's what it's all about for Google, Apple, and Samsung. But the reason why I want to talk about the Pixel phones is because I think those phones are going to be very unique, including the fact that yes, they might be similar to the Galaxy S8 and S8 Plus, but these are some of the first phones available with the best hardware and the most unique looking phones, and I think it's really impressive from all these companies. But I would like to know what you guys think. Post your comments down below. Let me know what you think about the Galaxy S8, the S8 Plus, the Galaxy Note 8, even the Pixel phones or the iPhone, and of course, like this video, give it a thumbs up. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.